Hi. We need to talk about this uncomfortable energy coming up, or you might be already feeling it in mid-June. So let's say June 14th, June 15th, the midway mark. There's like an irritation energy, or so basically what happened was today is the 10th, and I woke up this morning really early, way too early to get up for work, and I felt I had a lot of uncomfortable, stressful dreams. I found the night before I could feel this reflective, but not reflective in a flowing, healthy way. It actually felt like I was shooing off entity energy, or the collective was dipping its toe into some darker energies, which I didn't like. So when I woke up, I put it down to that, and I was on the way into work and I realised, oh, I forgot my phone, which is no big deal, because on that particular day it's not something I have to have when I'm in work. Once I have my laptop in work, it's fine. And it was just uncomfortable. There was a rawness. I felt vulnerable. I felt exposed. I felt like I didn't fit in anywhere, and there was an awkwardness in the energy. Now, the day before, on the 9th, let's pull some tarot as we chat. On the day before, I felt inspired I was writing about being a black sheep and the scapegoat dynamic, and it's something, I wrote a workshop a few years ago all about being the scapegoat, because it's something I notice with people in addiction. And I work in a service that offers help and recovery to people in addiction. So I wanted to write a workshop on it and bring it to the groups. And I thought for a moment, maybe I just triggered, that's why I was feeling out of place, or that's why I was feeling awkward, or that's why I was feeling kind of weird. But then I was like, nah, there's something not right with the energy today. I need to look up the astrology, and I did. And there it was, there was squares, and I was like, okay, all right, that is just too funny. Clearly I'm feeling these squares. But as I tuned in, so I thought, right, I need to do a message. And as I tuned in, I got mid-June. So maybe you're not feeling this yet, and you know me, I'm probably picking up on early things. That's coming in. But the advice I got was, and I heard, don't run your mouth off, which was so weird, because now maybe that, I don't know, that's not something I say. It's an Americanism. It's not something where people where I'm from would say. And I was like, what do you mean? And I felt my angels, my higher self was saying, just be careful, because there's a tendency for people to get into rows or fight right now, or as I said, more mid-June if you're not feeling this. So 7 of Swords, look at this. So this is it's a sneaky energy. So I feel like this energy kind of crept up on me because I was really in the flow. Things were going great. And I was like, this energy doesn't quite fit where I'm at. There's no reason for me to feel off. But that's the only way I can describe it, guys. It was like the energy was just off. So the 7 of Swords is like there's a control, there's someone sneaky around you, or it can be that you're being very defensive, or you're trying to control things, or you're struggling with power or defending your stance in something. Someone with too much control, example OCD, okay? So there can be, or somebody also withholding information. So there can be someone around you who's triggering you or who's not being upfront with you, but it could also be that you're being triggered and you're feeling like you're withholding something. And maybe you're waiting for the right time. And I think it's wise to wait, because justice, right? So it's not the time to make bold, brash moves, or to speak out of turn, or to say something that you'll regret. So just be careful with your speech, and also be careful with how you talk to yourself. Self-talk is really important too. So do what is right, a wise choice. Justice is being fair and righteous, and justice is things turning in your favor and you getting what you want. Now, we also got the first card out, actually, was the Ace of Cups. So that's a really beautiful, that's my favorite card, the hand of God there, handing you the Holy Grail, and it's love and joy and relationships blooming and things really working out. So I feel like this is a very temporary pause in progress. It's probably going to hit most people around mid-June, so just be extra patient and compassionate with people. And funny enough, as I was writing a lot of meditations today, I was very focused on compassion and the lotus blossom of compassion as an image, as a visualization in the body, in the heart. So I feel like with this vulnerability and with this tenderness or sadness or even irritability, right? People don't get irritable and cranky unless they're stressed out, unless they're hurting. Think about a bear with a sore paw. That's the type of energy that this is. It's got a spiciness to it. It's got a kick to it because there's something in the pain body right now that is being cleared. Ace of Swords. There's a clarity happening, but it's involving little prickly, perhaps repressed feelings coming up to the surface at this time. Temperance. It's like temperance is all about keeping a balance, temper things. She's got one foot on the earth and one foot in the water, yet she is stable. She is saying you can mix honey, you can mix honey and vinegar. They do go together. This is a card that says peace is restored. So I do feel this is temporary. I, however, just wanted to come on here because I know myself, I actually laughed and got relief when I read the astrology. Now, I don't follow the astrology per se, but I was like, oh my God, this makes so much sense, because it just felt off. And I had nothing to pin it on because I had a fine day, work was great, life is good. It just felt like there was a glitch in the matrix. That's the only way I can describe it. So if you've been feeling that, or you're wondering why you're feeling off, it's a good time to just, I felt as well, I think it's important that we sit with any vulnerabilities at this time. I mean, we should always do that, but I feel like we need a little extra slow down time or rest time. I felt that at the weekend, like I needed a day of just meditation, pair it back to simple things. Lots of water, lots of really good food. Just take the pressure off. That's the best ways to manage this prickly energy. And I did say in the June energy report that those like a bee, a buzzing energy. And it is very buzzy and it is very productive. But remember, bees can also sting. A bee has a sting, right? So a bee is great. Bees are wonderful. Bees are needed. Strength at the bottom of the deck. But if you piss a bee off, right, you shoo it away, shoo, 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 the bee has a right and will sting you. And sometimes it might be an pure accident, like you sit on a bee or something, or you bite into a sandwich and there's a bee in there with the honey and the bee stings you. So just be aware that there's a bit of a sting in the air at the moment, and there's a sting to this energy. So I only looked at I didn't really look further beyond that with the astrology. I must take a look now, actually. Now I'm really, really curious. But don't get into fights, avoid arguments, avoid people who trigger you or extract an aggressive side of you. And, temperance. Create that. Bring that angel in so that there is balance and that there's clarity and peace, right? She's wearing white. So be the peacemaker, be the peacekeeper. And you will receive your Ace of Cups. All is well. But I just thought, maybe drop in the comments below that to tell me if you're feeling this prickly heat or this sting in the bee, and how it relates to you personally. I'm just fascinated. I'm just so I never cease to be fascinated by energy and how I can just pick up on stuff and tap, or how we all can we're all mirroring each other, and even in work, like I could see it in people, and I was like, this is so interesting how we share this cocoon of energy. So the light in me, as always, recognizes the light in you.